And we are back on We Digital for match number 2. In the first match, we saw the St. Clair Saints women's team defeat the Mohawk Mountaineers 4-1. Now the men take the pitch. Dan Deming is back with you for more OCAA action on this opening weekend of soccer in the 2024 season. Mohawk playing their second game of the road trip. Yesterday they traveled to Sarnia to take on the Lambton Lions. After giving up a first half goal, the Mountaineers stormed back with 2 in the second half and to win that one 2-1. The Saints, on the other hand, lost their opener to Redeemer Royals 3-1. Sevi Oglin scored the only goal for the Saints as they look to bounce back here as we take a look at the starting lineups. And there's the keeper, Nicholas Filipovic. He's number 1. Musa, Jalen Sinclair, Cabrera, Nicholas Tavares, Sabatino, Salmon, Christopher Tavares, Rafosco, Copley, and Jokanovic round up the starting lineup for the men's team of the Mohawk Mountaineers. They're in all white. We'll take a look at as they're huddling up. We'll take a look at the Saints lineups here shortly. And there it is. The goalkeeper, number 22, Malik's going to be between the pipes. Patrick Mayu, Paolo Davia, Justin Susko, Sevi Oglin, the goal scorer we mentioned earlier. Silva, he had 2 goals last season for the Saints. Moscatello, Mastriani, Galtieri, Malik, Jedder Zajac, and Thomas Saba from Leamington, Ontario, my hometown. That's going to be your starting lineup for Coach Steve Vanini. The interim head coach for the St. Clair Saints took over for the now retired Mike Berislawski, 32 years at the helm as you take a look at the coaching staff. He also has Johnny Ferry, Massimo Pollard, the star player from last year's national bronze medalist in the national championship that was hosted right here at St. Clair College, and the goaltenders coach, Anthony Santilli, round up the coaching staff for the Saints. And we're underway here in match number 2 at Acumen Stadium, St. Clair College, Windsor, Ontario. The Saints will be going from right to left across your screen. A wind at their back, gusting at times. Sun-drenched field here at Acumen. A big difference from the cloudy, windy day of yesterday. The wind not as strong, I don't believe, today. The Saints have the ball in the far end. They got a little bit of momentum. That's Galtieri now. Lots of white jerseys around them. They try the near side. That's Mayu. He's got some space. Mayu and Moscatello. The Saints retreat. Susko. Susko picked up a yellow yesterday's match. Defended nicely. The Mohawk player goes down. They play on. Saba, he's the quarterback of this team. You'll see the ball in his feet quite a bit in this matchup. Turnover on the pass, and Mohawk has their first possession. They'll backtrack. Head coach Jordan Brown leads these Mohawk Mountaineers into St. Clair, his 4th season with the club. Saints have it on the near side. That's Silva. Silva crosses. Galtieri's there. They get inside the box, but cleared away, heading towards the line. They're going to keep it in, it looks like. They're going to go all the way back to keeper. A little bit of trouble. Keeper comes way out of the net and sends it off the grandstand. Malik has to come out to bail out his defense. Yesterday we saw Brandon Gaudreau between the pipes give up 3 goals. So Malik takes over here in the second game. They have 4 keepers on the roster. So we'll see how that shakes out throughout the season. A lot of turnover on this club after that bronze medal winning team in the national championships last year. They had 41 goals scored last year, and almost all of them are no longer with the club. Only Silva's 2 goals remain. Boot to the near side, stolen, but just trickles out of play. That was number 19, Emmanuel Copley. He's from Waterdown, the 5'10", St. Mary's Catholic Secondary. Saints had it at midfield. They retreat. And they're going to go all the way back to Malik. That ball trickles past the line. That's going to be a throw-in for the Mountaineers. The Saints bench in the background as the Mohawk player gets ready to throw this one in. So Mohawk, that one's stolen away by the Saints. The wind gusting a little bit as they kick it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Nicholas Filipovich, number 1, is the keeper. He's a 6-footer from Hamilton. Players grabbing a little bit on the near side. Collision. Mohawk comes away with the ball. Mohawk dribbles and tries the far side of the field. Can't get it past the St. Clair forward. St. Clair keeps it in on the line. Galtieri unable to keep control. Nice speed on the outside by Mohawk. They got a run. Defended nicely. A soft pass by the keeper. He's got to come out and bail him out again. So those St. Clair defenders are going to have to be careful. That's twice now we've seen soft passes back to the keeper. And Malik has had to rush out of his net. Here they come again. Solomon's got a one-on-one pass defender. Right boot sails off the football crossbar. That's Hamza Salman, 6-footer out of Hamilton. Salt Fleet High School. He's a 3rd-year player. A lot of new faces on this Mohawk team. There's Saba. Saints trying to find a lane. They decide to go up the middle. Nice little touch pass to the outside. Battling on the far side. Defender comes back and retreats back to the keeper. And Mohawk clears. Saba battling midfield. Kicks it over near side. That's Moscatello. And there's Sevi Oglin. The 5'2" forward out of Windsor, St. Joe's. Big collision at midfield. They're going to play on. Saba now looking for a lane. He just kind of lofts it up, and the keeper will come well out of his net and keep that one from crossing the goal line as they keep it in play. We're almost at 6 minutes played here in the first half. Acumen Stadium, St. Clair College campus in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I'd like to thank you for joining us here. We Digital, along with our partners, St. Clair Saints Athletics, help you bring these productions all season long. Soccer, softball, and baseball during the fall, as well as St. Clair Saints OFC football, and we'll have basketball and volleyball in the winter. Moscatello off to Sevi. Moscatello and Sevi through. There's Sevi. Big boot, far side, just sails over the crossbar. He gets a good boot on that one. Sevi Oglin, you can see that bend on it just a little bit too high. A nice effort from the Saints in the 7th minute, the first big chance of this one. So Mohawk kind of catches their breath, but they turn it over. Silva tries to push it through the box. They turn it over. Saints have it. That was Galtieri, 21. Moscatello falls. Does he earn the whistle? He does. There's Masichello just tying the shoe. He might have had a little bit of an argument from number 21, Stefan Jokanovic. There was quite a few yellow cards in their matchup yesterday. They had 5 yellow cards. One of them led to a red. They had 2 from Torres. Torres actually scored their game-winning goal, so they had to finish that one down short a man, but were able to hang on, defeating Lambton College 2-1. So Saba is back here with Mastriani. We'll see, he'll take this free kick. Players are bunched up at the top of the box. And you see the 2 defenders in your screen trying to block the lane. A big curving ball, the wind helps. Galtieri unable to corral it. And it sails past the goal line for a goal kick. So right idea there for Thomas Saba, just a little bit too much on it. Got it up into that jet stream here. And pushes it out of bounds. Nice little heel pass for the Mountaineers. They finally get a run past midfield. Saints defenders unable to get it. And finally, they kick it out of bounds. That's Nick Moscatello, 5'9" defender from Holy Name, second-year player. Nice throw into the middle of the field. They got a little bit of room. Get the left boot on it. Tipped. Couple of attempts, and that's cleared away nicely. It'll go a throw in for Mohawk, but no damage right now. And the Saints defense is able to regroup. So number 3, that's Jalen Sinclair, throws it in. 6-footer from Milton, Ontario. Mountaineers try and work it to the middle of the field. Defended nicely by Silva. A touch to the middle. They had a runner. He couldn't get it to Sevi Oglin on the kind of cutting through the middle of the field. Saba looks far side. Saints going to be looking for a cross. There it is. Headed away over the keeper. That's going to go for a corner. So a nice little rush by St. Clair as we're approaching the 10th minute. Sevi Oglin heading over for the corner as the Saints set up in the middle of the field for this corner kick. We saw the speedy Sevi Oglin, St. Joe's grad, second-year player. Probably the best player on the Saints lineup yesterday in their loss to Redeemer. Scored their lone goal. Had a couple other opportunities as well. So a big boot. Ball's loose. And that's kicked well out of play. So again, the Saints having a little bit of chance in the box. They're getting a foot on it. Unable to find a clear lane. And that ball did get tipped away. So this time it's going to be a corner on the far side. This time we have Nick Moscatella setting up for the corner. As you see the bunched up players in the middle of the field on your screen. Getting ready for this corner. Moscatello with the left boot is going to try and take advantage of the wind and curl it, although the wind has died down temporarily. Low line drive, headed right towards the net. It's in the back of the net. A beautiful, the offside flag is up, and there is no goal. A beautiful corner, but offside from the Saints. As we try and look at that one again, a nice head, but you can see the Saints player, I can't catch a number, in there before the defenders, and no goal. A big opportunity for the Saints, but taken away on the offside. So it was a really nice corner from Moscatella, but the Saints unable to capitalize as the flag was raised. We remain tied 0-0, 12th minute of play. The Mohawk Mountaineers 1-0 so far early in the West Division against the St. Clair Saints, 0-1. Opening weekend. Galtieri goes flying through the air, holding his ankle. We'll hope to see he's okay. Another Saints player down. Galtieri looking for the whistle, not getting one. He's slowly making his way. We'll see if the referee Galtieri back to his feet. Bit of a run here for Mohawk. He's got someone down the left side. They can't find him. It goes into 2 defenders. The Saints will look to clear it, and they do on the near side. That's Sevi Oglin. Sevi, nice little touch, give and go. So Sevi and Silva kind of hooking up on the give and go. That's number 10, Tavares. Christopher Tavares. The ball heads toward, defended nicely by the Saints. So still possession. That's Tavares again, finding a little bit of a lane. He goes flying down to the ground. A little bit of an embellishment there from Tavares. There was a little bit of contact, but not warranting 2 rolls after the fall. As we'll see that again. There was a little bump, but not enough to send them flying 5 feet through the air. Tavares, the 5'9" forward out of Milton St. Fraser Xavier, first-year player. They also have Nicholas Tavares on this team. So the Saints have it near side. Sevi Oglin. He's going to regroup and go all the way back to the keeper, as Malik will set up the offense. Saba looking for somewhere to go with it. Slowly dribbles forward. Looking for a lane. You can see him even pointing instructions to where he wanted it. A header, and the Saints have it. Defended nicely. The defender sticks out his leg and is able to stop that rush. And this ball is going to go all the way back to defense. That's Jokanovic, Stefan Jokanovic. And a long ball in, no white jerseys anywhere near. Mohawk in the all white, St. Clair Saints in the all green today. St. Clair keeper in black. There's a player down on the far side of the field for Mohawk. I can't quite see a number from this side. That could be Jokanovic. It is, number 21. 6'2" out of Hamilton, Salt Fleet High School, second-year player. Shaken up, and he's helped off with a trainer. Looks like he's favoring that left side. And we'll have to keep an eye to see if he returns later in this match. So we're now just past a quarter hour in this one. Still 30 minutes to go in the half. Long way to go, 0-0. Turning into a warm, sunny day here at Acumen Stadium. Looks like we have the substitution for the injured player coming on for Mohawk. That looks like number 4, Reed Vanderwood. The ball is dropped back into the keeper. That's Malik. Nice header away from the defender. Rolls into the Saints bench. It'll be a throw in quickly to Saba. Saints have looking for some space. They're going to try this near side. Ball up to Sevi. Sevi has a runner down the left side. He decides to go right. He's got someone there as well. Looking for a crossing ball. The keeper boots it away with the kick save. Saba controls. Saints far side. Another big boot. That's Vanderwood who came into the game heading that one away. And they're going to go back to the keeper here, and they do. The Saints looking to keep the pressure. Really bunched up in the middle of the field, but here come the Saints. Kind of a runner. No one's going to catch up to that one. Number 7, Justin Susko, tried to send in Moscatello, but too much on that pass. And that's going to roll for a goal kick. So Mohawk bringing the ball up. A couple of the key players for returning for Mohawk. Hamza Salman. He was their goal-scoring leader last year, and he returns for another season. The Saints boot it to the near side. Nick Tavares is another one. He's in his third year, so they're going to be key players on the pitch for Mohawk in this match and all season long. A little bit of room now for the Saints. Pass to the outside. Tries a little back heel pass, unsuccessful. And a foul called. One of the new players, Chris Tavares. He's the younger brother of Nick Tavares, so that's going to help the scoring attack. Both players are from St. Francis Xavier. Big wind gust now across Acumen Stadium. The Saints with the wind at their back. Saba in the middle of the field. Galtieri, he's okay. He was shaken up a little bit earlier. Saba unable to control that pass from the outside. And the Mountaineers come away with it, but quickly intercepted. That ball is going to head towards the bench. Coach Steve Vanini, nice little kick up. Well, that's one of the assistants, it looks like there. That could be Massimo Pollard. With that sun in our eyes on the screen, that's tough to see. The staff on the bench. Saba looks for a ball to the middle. The player goes down. There is a penalty. So Mohawk has it in their own end. They're going to try the far side. That's number 4, Vanderwood. That gets chipped out. It's going to be a throw-in. Still 0-0. Mohawk Mountaineers are 1-0 early in this young season. They defeated Lambton College yesterday up in Sarnia. The Saints fell yesterday to the Redeemer Royals and stand at 0-1 early in the West Division standings. Good hustle by the Saints player to keep it in on the near side. Sevi Oglin's going to go back, but that's a good hustle play by number 13, Nick Moscatello, to keep possession here for the Saints. And when I talked to Coach Vanini yesterday, that's going to be a key to this team this year. Saba on the right side. Nice pass. That's Galtieri. Galtieri looking to cross. Oh, nobody home on the cross. Sevi wasn't far enough up and was behind the other green shirt. They're going to quickly want to throw this in to keep Mohawk on their heels. But the ball is turned over. Oh, a bad pass by Mohawk. A right boot travels well past the line. So the Saints have a bit of a chance there, but unable to capitalize. As I was saying, talking with Coach Vanini, they got to win with hustle and defense. They don't have all the goal scorers they did last year. They lost a lot of firepower to both graduation and transfer. Only 2 goals from last year's team, and both from Silva. So they're going to have to win some low-scoring games this season if they want to be successful in the West Division of the OCAA. Getting close to halfway of the first half. Long way to go still in this one. The Saints have it far side. Now they come back to Justin Susko. Passes across the Saints logo midfield, Patrick Mayu. Mayu, a second team All-Star last year. Little bit of space on the far side. Defender slips on the turf. That's Mayu again. Looks for the left boot. Moscatello's going to have to hustle to keep this one in. Moscatella does get there. Nice job. Goes off a couple of legs. That's going to be a goal kick. So Filipovic gives it off to the left side, Vanderwood. Big boot, middle of the field. Defended nicely by Mayu. So a throw in near side. That's Jalen Sinclair. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Looking upfield. Takes a few extra. Throw. Battle near side. Couple of Saints defenders, but go down. Tavares down. It was Christopher Tavares. He's looking towards the official. No whistle. And now the Saints player, there is a whistle. So Saba goes down hard. So discussing with the referee. This is a little warning. No cards. Saba got taken. As I mentioned, a few yellow. And number 8, Ray Sabatino, was one of the yellow card he received yesterday up in Lambton. And Torres received 2, which led to a red, which probably means he's not available for this matchup with those 2 yellows and a red yesterday. One on Sevi, big right boot, kind of skips one towards the keeper. The keeper has a little bit of trouble with it, but able to recover. Sevi Oglin again, a nice opportunity. A real spark plug of this team. Sinclair near side, looking for the big boot. He sends the right foot out. Chested nicely by Susko. And Saba has the field, going to go way back to the keeper. Now settle things. Saba's got a little bit of space now. Defender close, or the forward actually. That's Salmon. 25th minute, Saba goes down, no call. Mohawk looking for a lane, chips one towards the keeper. Keeper has to backpedal a couple steps towards the far post. Was able to settle under that one. And goes for the big boot. Vanderwood comes up from 6'3", the tall defender from Hamilton. There's Sevi. He's got 5 defenders around them. Lots of white shirts. Sevi gets back to his feet. Saints have possession. Far corner of the box. Saints looking for a play. Galtieri tries to chip it to the corner just a little bit too much. It's going to go towards a goal kick. A little bit of frustration there from the Saints forward. Unable to reach that one. As he now jogs back into his defensive position. Five shots to 2 in favor of the St. Clair Saints. Both goalies have a save. Not a ton of scoring opportunities. The Saints have led in opportunities in this one. Big header from Sesko. Battle far side, it trickles out. That looks like Mastriani on the far side. So as they approach midfield, Sinclair slowly brings it past midway. Mohawk looking for a lane. They go right up the left side. They got a couple players on the left wing. Chipped up towards the cross. And that's going to go for a corner. That's a nice effort by Mohawk to create that corner kick. Started all the way from midfield. They chipped it up. And Tavares has been a really strong player. Christopher Tavares, the 5'9" out of Milton. Just a rookie, but he looks like he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here in the OCAA. So here comes the corner. That's his brother, Nick Tavares. He's in his 3rd season. Hardliner, they do get a head on it, but it deflects away from the net. So Nick and Chris Tavares, a couple of the forwards of this Mohawk team. Here comes St. Clair away from it. The player's down on the far side. That looks like Rafosco. He's still down. No whistle because Saints have possession. Mayu chips it up to Sevi. In the corner, that's Moscatello and Mayu working together. The player finally getting to his feet. Saba has it. So Mohawk back to 11 players on their feet. We're now in the 29th minute. Saba looks to calm things down. Chips it up. We'll look for the flag. No flag. They got a chance. Looking for a handball. No call. Looks like they're calling a push from the Saints on the foul. So maybe the push looked like there might have been a hand. But the head referee said no, and it's a foul towards the Saints. And the goalkeeper is going to boot it away. Nick Filipovic. So slowly trying to bring the ball up. All 3 defenders touching for Mohawk. The back line looking for a midfielder that they can start a run with. Here comes Sinclair. 2 defenders converge. They try and go far right side. That's Tavares. Touched out by 13, Moscatello. It's going to be a throw-in. Tavares over there. See some of the crowd on the rail. A little bit bigger crowd here on this first NFL Sunday, but we're glad you're with us here on We Digital. This broadcast brought to you in partnership with Saints Athletics. Big throw-in from Tavares, but 3 green shirts there. Saba comes away. Little chip, that's just going to go out of the reach of the Saints player. That's number 13, Nick Moscatello. We're approaching half an hour here in this second match of the day here at Acumen Stadium. We still got a full hour to go. 0-0 here in the opening weekend. Big boot. And the keeper's going to wait till it bounces to him so he can bowl it off to the right side, Sinclair. Player in the middle calls for it. He's quickly surrounded by 3 green shirts. So Mohawk content to have their back line kill a few minutes to look for that right opportunity at the midfield. Six shots to 2 for the Saints. Not a lot of offensive pressure for Mohawk. Tavares has been their standout on their side. This one gets past a couple of Saints players. Far side, they have a run. Big collision inside the box. And we'll look at the replay. And you see a big collision there. That was number 4, Paulo Davia. He's shaken up, and that looks like it will be a penalty kick in favor of the Mohawk Mountaineers. So a big collision, a huge penalty, and it's going to go to the spot for a penalty kick here in the 32nd minute of this one. That looks like Luke Sabatino heading towards the spot. Number 8 it is. He's a 5'10 midfielder out of Hamilton, third-year player. He lines up the left boot. We wait for the referee's whistle. There it is, and that's an easy goal. He chips it into the left side, and the Mohawk Mountaineers take a 1-0 lead here in the 32nd minute. So a costly foul inside the box against the Saints. Sesko takes down Sabatino, and that leads to the first goal of this match here, and Mohawk takes a 1-0 lead. And you can see on the replay there, easy. The goaltender guesses left, he guesses incorrectly, and the left footer just chips it up to the top left corner. And just like that, Mohawk now leads 1-0. So still have over 10 minutes to go in the first half. The Saints are going to have to rebound. Yesterday they scored the first goal of the match back in the 31st minute with Sevi Oglin, but then gave up 3 unanswered. So this time the Saints are going to have to do the comeback. They've had some chances, just haven't capitalized. Saba. Moscatella back to Mayu and back to Saba again. Saba sends it towards the net. Sevi rushing towards the goal line. And it sails past. And Sevi Oglin jogs back into his defensive position. There's the keeper, Filipovic. And there's the official on the PK. Sabatino back in the 32nd minute on the penalty, giving Mohawk a 1-0 lead here in the first half at Acumen Stadium. The Saints trying to put some pressure. Saba goes far side. St. Clair player looking for the cross. Low line drive into the feet, trips up the defender, and he quickly sails it towards the bench of the Mohawk Mountaineers. Jordan Brown over there pointing out direction, his 4th season as the bench boss for the Mohawk Mountaineers. He's had a bit of a rebuilding with this one, but he looks like he can hang on to this big collision far side. The head coach not happy. He's calling for a penalty. They're playing on. So that was a big collision. Saba. So quite a bit of contact on the far side. Referee says play on. And that'll be a throw-in. And you see now he's heading towards their coach, and he might be getting a yellow. Let's see if he goes to his pocket. He does. Head coach Jordan Brown in the 35th minute has received a yellow card. Not happy with the flow of the whistle here after that big collision as Jordan Brown goes into the book. He finally takes a seat. Still not happy with that no call on the collision, letting the referee know how he felt about it, and he earned a card for his trouble. Big throw in. Blown dead. That was a nice toss. He got it up into that breeze, and it definitely headed towards the net, but we're going to redo. 36th minute here. That looks like Galtieri getting ready for the throw. He's going to step back and wind up again. Another good throw. Couple of bodies in there. Saba goes down. Play is blown dead. So a nice throw in, throwing it up into that breeze. It feels like the wind has shifted a little bit. It's kind of coming across the field now a little bit. Almost into our face here up in the booth. Midfield, far side. Saba comes away. Saba shoves it up. A bit of a chance that's going to get kicked away safely. Silva was there. He couldn't corral it. Sinclair defends. Susko, but he gives it up. They got a big run. Might have been an offside flag there. 9 was quite a bit. Salmon was quite a bit up ahead of the play. So it's going to be a throw in. Looks like Mohawk's going to throw. And the Mohawk player slowly strolls up the field. 4 or 5 yards before he heaves it. Susko gets bumped out of the way. The referee does call it. A little too much body from Hamza Salman, 6-footer out of Hamilton. Saba now across the Saints logo, looks for some green. They got a runner down the left side. He sees him. Sevi Oglin passes it up to Moscatello, looks for the cross, running out of space. The keeper handles it nicely. Nice run by the Saints. Sevi Oglin and Moscatello working well together to give the Saints an opportunity. Big boot, two defenders. Player down for Mohawk. Again, slowly coming back to his feet. Almost a turnover there. That's number 9. That's Salmon. He's a little shaken up. Chips it up. Kind of a little give and go between Sevi Oglin and Moscatello. Galtieri coughs it up, but comes back to defend nicely to save a odd man rush for Mohawk. Another turnover. This one could be trouble. They got 2, 3 guys coming in the offensive zone on the left side, looking for a cross, defended really nicely. What are they calling? Oh, a handball. They're calling a handball against Susko. That's going to be another penalty kick. Just a terrible break here. Let's see if we can see it on the replay if they slow it right down. And on the cross, you can see it looks like that left hand on the replay. Great shot on the replay. And that's going to be another kick from the spot. And this could be devastating here late in the first half. That looks like Cabrera, I think, number 6. This time they got the right boot. Joaquin Cabrera, first-year player out of Hamilton. He lines up the kick. Malik on the goal line. And this one, again, guessed left, guessed incorrectly. And Cabrera now gives Mohawk a 2-0 lead here in the 40th minute on the penalty. So a big penalty there for Susko. He tried the nice sliding play, but got that left hand on the ball. Here comes a yellow card now. A little bit of talking after the play. I can't see it. It looks like it's probably Susko, I would imagine. It is. Susko received a yellow yesterday, and now he has a yellow today. Not happy with the referee's whistle on that penalty that led to the second goal. And things are unraveling a little bit for the St. Clair Saints here. Only 5 minutes to go in the first half, and they're down 2-0 on a pair of penalties. So the Saints trying to cross midfield, far side. Looking for some sort of spark to get them going for this second half. As they trail 2-0. Lots of hands up in the air. Again, looking at the referee. Not happy with the referee's whistle at all. Both teams seem to have had a few complaints here and there. That looks like Galtieri lining it up. That looks like Rahi along with him. It is. Number 24, Rahi. Looks like the left boot. Kind of treating this almost as a corner kick. Heading towards the goal. And that's going to be a goal kick as it crosses the line. There's number 3, Antonio Vieri. And there's your goal scorers for the first half. Mohawk leads 2-0. Both of them on penalty kicks. Sabatino back in the 32nd when he was brought down. And then the handball on the sliding tackle by Susko leads to Cabrera's goal in the 40th minute. And that's where we stand here at Acumen Stadium. The Mohawk Mountaineers lead 2-0 against the hometown St. Clair Saints. Collision at midfield. Sevi Oglin goes down, draws the foul. The Saints have possession. There's Oglin. They're going to need something from him late in this first half if they want to try and get back into this match. Sinclair backing himself into the corner, but safely booted away. heading towards the near sideline. He crosses the line. As you see at the foot of the line, some of the athletes, it looks like the Saints women's team at the base of the grandstands. A big 4-1 victory for them earlier against these Mohawk Mountaineers. Enjoying this sun on a Sunday afternoon after a victory. Mountaineers have it just at the edge of the box, rolls it towards the keeper. And a heave down the right side. Only a couple minutes to go in the first half. The Saints going to look for any sort of spark to get some momentum heading into the second half. Again, Coach Vanini's going to have his work cut out for him. They're in again. Keeper well out of his net. Skips over the goaltender. And the Saints roll it out on the far side. That's Rahi, the Leamington, Ontario native. Saints player goes down. That's going to be a foul. And the Saints Mohawk player kind of goes down. I didn't see what happened to him. The referee comes to check on him. Looks like just a cramp. You see the St. Clair player helping him out. That's Nico Galtieri. So he just must have cramped up here late in the first half. The sun's out, and I'm sure that turf is getting really warm down there after a couple of matches. The wind helps, but up and down this pitch here at Acumen Stadium, still early in this season, where the temperatures can stay kind of warm from time to time in early September, down in southwestern Ontario. He slowly gets back to his feet and looks like he's going to limp to the sideline and take the rest of this half off, which is almost over. We'll see if he can return. That's number 8, Luke Sabatino. He scored on that PK back in the 32nd minute. So time running out in the first half for the Saints. They're looking to get some momentum back after those 2 PKs. Near side, Moscatello. Mayu, and that's Sesko, receiver of a yellow card a little bit earlier on. 45th minute now. We're into some added time. 7 shots to 4 in favor of the Saints. 2 saves to 1 in favor of Mohawk. And the most important stat, the Mohawk Mountaineers lead 2-0 on 2 penalty kicks. They're calling for a substitute for Sesko. So Sesko goes off. New player on for St. Clair. We're at about a minute of added time here in the first half. Mountaineers have a kick from about midfield. They send one up. The Saints defend. Played nicely by Sabbath. They got a chance to put a right boot on it. It goes well wide of the net. And that's going to be a goal kick as the wind gusts again. Saints put it back in play quickly. Drilled it up down the right side. A little bit of contact. They do call a foul on the Saints. Possession towards Mohawk. Keeping an eye on the referee now for the halftime whistle. Big boot sails towards, that's 13, Moscatello. The Saints come away. Saints dribbling up. Artico. Galtieri. Galtieri and Artico working well together. Saints looking for a last minute goal. Moscatello far side. This would be a big momentum shift if they can get it towards the goal line just a little too far. A big collision with Sinclair. And that's going to be a goal kick. And there is our first half whistle. On a pair of penalty kicks, the Mohawk Mountaineers lead this one 2-0. My name is Dan Dominguez. We're going to take a quick timeout for the halftime break. Don't go away. We'll see you soon in the second half.
Good evening, sir. Where are you coming from?
I was just at a buddy's watching a game.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I had a couple beers.
Thanks. Can I ask you to step out of the vehicle, please?
How many drinks does it take to impair your ability to drive safely? Having even just a few casual drinks can impair your driving ability to the point that you could lose your license for at least 3 days or more.
Hi, honey. Can you come pick me up?
Play it safe with alcohol. If you plan on drinking, don't plan on driving.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
And we're back here at St. Clair College, Acumen Stadium, Windsor, Ontario, getting ready for second half action. Mountaineers are going to kick off first. They're up 2-0. They scored on a couple of PKs back in the 32nd minute. Luke Sabatino, and in the 40th, Joaquin Cabrera with a couple of penalty kicks. Take a commanding 2-0 lead here against the St. Clair Saints. Saints are 0-1 on the season in the West Division. The Mountaineers are 1-0 with their win in Lambton yesterday, looking to go 2-0. So going from right to left is the Mohawk Mountaineers with a little bit of a wind still at their back. That ball goes in favor of the Saints on the throw. Sun-drenched Acumen Stadium here on opening weekend. OCAA action. We have St. Clair Saints softball over our shoulders here at the sports park. They had a 7-run lead in the 5th inning just before this second half kicked off. The Saints will look to rebound on the softball diamond. They had a loss earlier to Humber. They look to go 3-1 on the season. There's a look at the crowd here at St. Clair. Some of the students enjoying some of the action. Some family, a little bit of signs, a little fan club. Some of the youngsters enjoying this Sunday afternoon before having to go back to school tomorrow. Ball back in play just past midfield. The Saints are going to have to get something going here early in the second half. They had some chances in the first half, never capitalized, and then the penalties really hurt them. There's a foul. He's reaching for a pocket, and that's going to be a yellow. So a yellow card issued. Looks like number 4, Reed Vanderwood. It is. So Vanderwood with a yellow. He also had a yellow card yesterday up in Lambton. So this team definitely gets a few yellows. The coach, Jordan Brown, got one in the first half. Yesterday they had 5 yellows. One of those yellows led to a red. That was Ignacio Torres. He scored the game winner, but they had to finish that game down a man, but were able to hang on 2-1 against Lambton. So the Saints chip it in. Sevi almost deflects it home, kicks the bar on the way by in disgust. A nice high ball from the Saints. Sevi almost capitalizes, still kind of rubbing his head. Can't believe he missed that one. Another whistle. Galtieri goes down. Possession in favor of the Mountaineers. Far side, Sinclair. There's your yellow card. Reed Vanderwood. Early in this second half, he has a yellow. Ball chipped up, heading towards the net, towards the goal. That's an own goal! A big break for the St. Clair Saints here in the 49th minute. An own goal. As that ball gets headed home by the defender over Nicholas Filipovich. Nothing he can do. So we'll watch the header as 24 chips it up in the air and headed. That looked like Sinclair putting it over the goaltender's head. So that's Nicholas Rahi, but that's an own goal. So the break Coach Steve Vanini was looking for, it's given to him in spades by the header by Sinclair over his goalkeeper. It's now cut the lead in half, 2-1 in the 49th minute. So St. Clair going to try to use that momentum. A big throw in, but that's going to get headed away, but that's going to lead to a corner. So an early goal here in the second half. A couple of PKs for Mohawk in the first, and now an own goal here in the second half. Number 7 lines up. That's Nicholas Tavares. I'm sure his brother, there it is, number 10 running towards the box. Christopher Tavares lining up. See if the brothers can find each other. A big curving ball into the wind over everyone's head. The ball's loose and booted away safely by the Saints. So the Saints have a little bit of room. They have 4 men rushing up. The Saints have it on the far side. Nice little heel pass, but Saints unable to capitalize. They're going to go back to the keeper. So a tough break for the goalkeeper, Nicholas Filipovic, giving up that first goal. No fault of his own, as his own defender put the high ball and headed it right over the goalkeeper's hands. We now have about 40 minutes to go in this one. The Saints trail only by a goal. And there's your goal scorers. Sabatino and Cabrera on the PKs, and Sinclair, the defender, with an own goal, putting the Saints on the board. So right across midfield, Saba looks for a lane. That's Rahi again. He kicked that ball that led to the own goal. Boot near side, that's Saba. Saba looks for the cross, deflected on the back heel. A beautiful deflection by Sevi Oglin. Again, unable to get it past the keeper. Saba and Oglin working well together on that one. So lots of chances. They're up to 9 shots now, the Saints are. To Mohawk's 5. 4 saves for the goalkeeper of Mohawk. Only 1 for the Saints. Malik in between the pipes for St. Clair. Filipovic for Mohawk. There's Susko, number 7. He received the yellow back in the first half. He was not happy after receiving a handball in the box, and that led to the goal and his yellow. That ball deflects towards the keeper. The big left boot, again with that wind advantage, headed nicely away by the Saints. Nice little back pass. Saba can't control, but Mayu comes away. My name is Dan Dominguez. I'd like to thank you for joining us here. Match number 2. The St. Clair Saints women's team won the first matchup against Mohawk. They won 4-1 to even their record to 1-1. Mohawk falls to 1-1. And now the Saints men are looking to get back into this match as they still trail by 1. Still a lot of time. A little crossing ball. Headed away. Susko chests it to a boot and sails it high over the crossbar, leading to a goal kick. As Susko walks back to his defensive position. So he'll have to be careful as he's holding on to that 1 yellow card here in this second half. Looks like they're calling for a substitution. Number 6 looks to be holding his hamstring, heading off on the right side. That's Joaquin Cabrera. He was the goal scorer of the second penalty kick back in the 40th minute. And they'll bring a sub on for him as he slowly makes his way off the field. He's still jogging on the far side. You can see him at the top of your screen. But he's probably going to get that hamstring looked at and worked on over on the training table. The wind gusting, so this should help this goal kick. He sails it well past halfway, and Saba heads it away. Offside flag up. They finally blow it dead. They'll bring the ball all the way back. And the Saints will have a kick in their own end. And the ball's back into play, and the Saints have it. 55th minute. Near side, that's Antonio Vieira with Susko. Number 10, Tavares, working against Susko. Susko has to be careful holding that 1 yellow. Another referee's whistle, just pushing the Mohawk Mountaineers back for this throw. And they tried to sneak up a few yards. Tavares pumps once and then now goes. But that one looks like it's going to sail all the way to the keeper. Malik has it and he rolls it to his defense. Sesko beats his man. A little bit of a run for St. Clair. Sesko dribbling past halfway, tries to roll it up to Rahi. Rahi can't come up with it. Nice play on the far side by Mohawk to clear, but St. Clair comes away. A little bit of space, 50-50 ball. Saba takes it in the middle of the field and regroups. Little touch pass, kept in. Saba looking for somewhere to go. He's got room on the far side. He sees it. There it is. Saba works his way upfield. Got a couple of men. That's Oglin on the far side. Oglin looking for a lane. Sesko at the top of the box. Just outside. Right boot. That's going to sail. Looks like through the posts. And another goal kick. So some good ball movement for the Saints. Getting some shots off. Just have to get some shots on the net now here in the second half as they still trail by 1. 2 PK goals for Mohawk. And the Saints score on an own goal. St. Clair heads it over his goaltender for the only Saints goal of this match. Saba works it to the far side. And this time they try the far side. Or on the near side, Vieira has control. Just out of the outstretched leg of the Saints forward. And that was Galtieri unable to corral that pass. And look at Sevi Oglin chasing down the defender, trying to create a mistake. But Mountaineers escape. 2 defenders right near the sideline. That looks like it's going to be a throw. It is in favor of St. Clair Saints. Moving quickly on that far side. They still have over half an hour in this one. But they got to keep the pressure on Mohawk to try and even this one out. Vieira, 6-footer from Brampton. His second year. Chips it up. Oglin in the neighborhood. Another header by St. Clair. Dangerous. He's already headed one past his keeper today. Nice little spin move, and that's taken down. No call. So a nice spin move, no whistle, they play on. Sesko looking for some space. He's got 24 Rahi with him. Saba feels the pressure and goes far side. Nice little move on the far side. That's Moscatello. Ball in the corner. Moscatello puts a left boot, low liner, gets past everybody. Rahi looking for a spot. Big bender with the left boot. Sails over everything. So again, Saints putting on some pressure. Cools off a couple degrees as the sun falls behind the cloud here over Acumen Stadium. The wind still coming across the field now. The wind has definitely switched. It's coming more into the face as we're up here in the We Digital broadcast booth, high atop Acumen Stadium. That ball sailing towards the line, waiting for the referee's flag. It is going to be a throw-in. That was 19. Copley trying to chase that down. 5'10" out of Waterdown. St. Mary's Catholic Secondary, first year. That's Vieira. Nice little move. Gets away from 3 defenders. Saba chips it up to the left wing. That's Mastriani. Mastriani up to Sevi. Flag is up. And there's the offside flag. Oglin in just a step early. Saints hustle back to get that ball because they can't let any time waste here while they're trailing by a goal. As they'll look to force the Mountaineers to get this ball in the play, and they do. Nice header from the defender for St. Clair, and headed right back by Mohawk. So 2-3 headers in a row, and Oglin comes away with it. He's got a runner. Galtieri kicks it into the corner. He's going to have to really chase this one down. He's trapped in the corner. Saints looking for somewhere to cross. A big right boot skips into, and like an infielder to goal, he keeps that ball in front of him. And we have a half an hour still to go now in this one. So 12 shots to 5 in favor of the St. Clair Saints. They trail by a goal. 5 saves to 1. A lot of pressure. Tavares putting on Malik. Malik hasn't been used much in this second half. The 2 goals he let in, kind of a victim because both were on PKs. He guessed left both times and guessed incorrectly both times. I'm sure something Anthony Santilli is going to work with them on the PKs during the week, during the practices. Vieira, Oglin, and Sesko working in a triangle. And on the far side, a 4th member of the Saints. I think that's Rahi on the near. Bahardwaj moves it to the far side to Mayu. And Saba. Hard right boot all the way to Rahi on the far side. Looking for a place to go. Big crossing ball. Defended. Gets a ball, a hand on it. Tries to kick it. The goalie falls on it. Almost a goal on the near side. And now the goalkeeper goes down. Everyone taking a knee. 3 players down for the Mohawk Mountaineers. So a big opportunity for St. Clair in the 62nd minute. Looks like another cramp. You see that number 5 trying to stretch out his teammate, Brandon Bernard. I couldn't see the number of the player down. But that was a huge opportunity for the Saints. There was a loose ball right in the penalty area. The Saints unable to capitalize to try and even this one up. So this will be some added time that we're seeing now here in the second half. Right now the Saints are going to need it. We've seen a couple players walk away limping a little bit for Mountaineers. So we'll see the depth of their team. On the far side, the training bench, I can see the player who had the hamstring injury getting worked on. So we'll see if the Saints can capitalize. They're not as deep of a team as they had last year. Talking with Coach Vanini, they would go 12, 13 deep. He doesn't have that luxury this year, especially with experienced players. Far side, Mohawk has it. Kind of chips it in. The defender is there. And Saints will look to regroup. To Saba up the middle. Saba, quite a bit of time of possession when the ball is on his foot. A nice pass up midfield. Touch to Galtieri. Galtieri tries to get the player sent up. There is a yellow coming up. That's coming to, looks like Sinclair. That looks like Jalen Sinclair, number 3, with the yellow. He was, as you recall, the man who headed home the own goal. So Jalen Sinclair with a yellow in the 64th minute. So 3 yellow cards for the visitors. 1 going to 4th-year head coach Jordan Brown, Vanderwood, and Sinclair. And a yellow also over to Justin Sesko when he was upset about the handball in the box that led to the second PK goal. Saba chips it to Sevi Oglin. Oglin at the right boot. Ball still alive. There's a whistle that kills the play. couldn't hear the whistle from up in the booth, but the players stopped. And you'll see this opportunity, then everyone just stopped because the whistle had already gone by this point. They called a foul well up in the play. And looks like they're going to throw it in. So there's the yellow card on the top of your screen. Number 3, Jalen Sinclair receives a yellow. As I mentioned, the 3rd yellow of this match. Mohawk had 5 yellow cards yesterday. The 5th, one of them leading to a red for their game-winning goal scorer, Ignacio Torres from Burlington, who's not in this matchup today due to that red card. Rahi near side. Silva. We haven't seen a lot of Silva today with the ball. Looking to get, he scored 2 goals last season. Susko brings it all the way back past the logo to Mayu, and they'll try the far side. Buckland. They're going to go to midfield. And this time the Saints are going to try the near side as Susko brings it this way. Right in front of our camera operators here is Rahi. Rahi looks for a lane. It's cut off. Mayu. And that ball is turned over. 2-on-2. This could be trouble. That could be a foul, and it is. No card. Almost a necessary penalty here, because if he would have got back, they might have had a rush. That looked like number 9, Hamza Zalman. He scored a goal yesterday up in Lambton. As you see some of the youngsters running around, burning off some energy. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here on the campus of St. Clair College, Acumen Stadium, Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Thanks for joining us here. WeDigital.ca is going to be with you all season long with soccer, softball, baseball, and OFC football. We're also throwing in some cross country over at Malden Park, I believe in November. So if it's a sport, we'll shoot it. Just give us a call. Battle at midfield. Everybody kind of whiffed on that one, and Mohawk comes away with it. That's Refesco. A little of a push. He's got some room on the far side. The Saints finally get over there to defend. That ball is heading towards the end line. Can't quite keep it in. That's going to be a goal kick. Nice hustle on the far side by the Mohawk forward. But in the end, it's a goal kick. 68th minute. Quite a bit of yelling I hear. I can't tell if that's from the clocks or some of the trying to shout out instructions. And there's a tough pass over to the far side. The wind really playing havoc with that pass. Saba, a little bit of pressure behind, gets it to the near side to Rahi. Rahi trying to beat his man. He's got a runner on the right, doesn't take Silva. Kicks it through. Galtieri can't reach it. That one almost hit someone in the stands. They get their hands up at the last moment, and it looks like it went in a tunnel. Have a new ball in play. As you can see, the sun beating down on the fans here as the sun begins to come down in Windsor. Galtieri, crossing pass, booted away. Rahi goes for the head, can't get it. Saba, big collision. Saba comes away. They play on. So the Saints trying to put some pressure. Trying to knot this one up at 2. And just catching the breath, Mohawk sends it all the way down the field so Mohawk can regroup defensively. The Saints work their way far side. Ball's intercepted. Give and go. A little shove in the back from the Saints defender. There's a scrum. The Saints come away with it. Nice little ball. They keep it in. No flag. He's still going. He's got a little bit of run. He's got some players in the middle of the field. Oh, a bad pass. A couple of players slipped down on the turf. And now we have a whistle. And we'll see on the replay. You can see a couple players that had fallen on the turf. And here's a slide. Referee discussing. They do have a player down on the far side. You see the referee walking towards him now. Referee helps the player off. They're going to substitute for him. So we'll keep that in mind when we finally hit that 90th minute mark. We're definitely in store for a little bit of added time in this one. The Saints have about 20 minutes and change to try and even this one up. They trail by a goal on a pair of PKs back in the first half. The Saints got one back early in the second half on an own goal by Sinclair, who chipped it, headed it over Filipovic to make it 2-1. Big boot towards the net. Chested by Sinclair. Left boot. Oh, too much. Hands on his head as he rolls to the turf. Can't believe he hit it that hard over the net. Galtieri upset with himself on that one. They had a chance to tie it. Nice pass in from Saba on the free. So again, the Mountain group. Big left. Far side, Moscatella. Working together. Sevi was looking for a run, but that ball was headed away from him. Saints try it near midfield, near side. That's stolen away, and that's booted way down the field, off the turf. And that one's going to be tough to recover. Let's see if we have another. Where's another ball? They're bringing it in finally from behind the net. As the ball boy is going to have to go and recover that one. Rahi gets it in. Sevi looking for create a little bit of room. Almost a collision at midfield. The Saints come away with it. And there's the quarterback, Saba, midfield. He has a runner. That's Silva, far side. He's going to look for a cross. There it is. Chipped. Oh, just high. Big trip. He's looking at the referee. No call. Hands at his hips in disbelief. And we'll watch it again here on the run. Silva looking for his opportunities in the middle. Nice crossing. Gets a foot on it. And it's going to be a goal kick. Saba brings it near side. All the way back to the keeper. Mohawk trying a little run. A little bit of trouble, but Susko comes away with it. Susko to Oglin. He's got a runner down left, gets deflected. He had someone on the far side. Couldn't quite get the ball to him. And the offside flag has been raised. We're in the 74th minute, 2-1 lead. The player kicks away. He's going to earn a yellow for that one. And that looks like number 9. That's Hamza Zalman, kind of a delay of game, kicks it away from the St. Clair player and earns their 4th yellow. 3 players and 1 coach with a yellow. So this team's going to have to be careful with the amount of yellows they're getting. If they get a yellow to the wrong player, that's going to create a man-down situation, which the Saints could really use at this point, down a goal, with only about a quarter hour to go. Silva down. Trying to find a lane. Galtieri, little stutter step on the left boot. Oglin now settles it down for Saba. Sesko looking to line something up. Near side to Rahi. Rahi one-on-one. Tries to fight his way through the defender. He does. Centering ball. And that ball again is kicked away high into the crowd. 5 rows deep into the grandstand here at Acumen Stadium. They're looking for a ball to get in. Here it is. Sesko finally has one. Saba has control of it, looking for somewhere to go. Kind of chips it up to Oglin. That's going to be a tough one. Nice job by Sevi to keep that in play. That's going to earn a throw-in. So the hustle by Sevi Oglin there earns a throw-in. And there's your yellow card. Number 9, Hamza Salman, earns a yellow for that delay of game. And the flag is up. That's going to be a goal kick as the ball trickled past the goal line. So 4 yellows received from the Mountaineers. 1 from the coach, 3 from the players, 1 for the St. Clair Saints. Sesko received 1 after the PK in the first half. Goalkeeper taking his time now with about less than 15 minutes plus added time. Should have a few minutes of added time, I would suspect. Big header knocks Saba down. Big collision again. That's going to be a foul. Saba does not like the call. As Salmon goes down, the 2 players discuss it. That's Saba and Salmon, a couple of the leaders of their respective teams. So they're going to have a free kick about 35 yards out. And you see the collision there as Saba takes down the forward. So they're crowded right at the edge of the box. That looks like Nick Tavares getting ready for the big boot. Kind of fakes. They had a little play on. And it's still alive. Tavares gets taken down, but they play on. They roll out far side. Sevi Oglin trying to chase that one down. It just trickles past the end, the far side. And that's going to be a throw-in for the Mountaineers. 17 shots now on the board for the Saints. Only 5 for Mohawk. Only 1 save from the Saints goaltender. And 7 for the keeper of the Mountaineers. Saints have it midfield. Looking for a runner. They have someone down the far side. It looks like Moscatello. Moscatello gets cut off and taken down. And that's going to go in favor of Mohawk. So as you see the run down the far side, a little bit of shove maybe with the right forearm by Moscatello, creating that foul in the box. And that's going to be a free kick. So time starting to become a factor for St. Clair. They still trail by a goal. Trying not to fall as we have substitutes coming in. Trying not to fall to 0-2 in this early West Division OCAA season. St. Clair heads it away across the field. Saba turns the ball over, but the Saints recover. Saba, big boot, tries to send Sevi Oglin on the run. He can't corral, but he does chase it down. Looking for a little give and go action. The Saints have it at the top. Sesko now slowly making his way, looking for a place to go. Boots it. He's got room. The goalkeeper comes off out of the net to make that save. And the Saints had a streaking forward coming in, looking for the header home, unable to capitalize. And with just over 10 minutes to go, Mohawk survives another challenge. They're tangled up. And that's a foul against the Saints. Free kick for Mohawk. Mohawk taking their time putting this ball back into play. And finally the big boot sends it all the way down. That's going to sail well past the keeper, going right to the ball boy to get that next ball back in play. And they quickly have it. So good job by the goalkeeper. That's Malik to get that ball from the ball boy. I guess that's part of the home field advantage here. We have Silva, far run on the far side. He's onside, looking for someone help. Left boot, big curving ball, just a couple feet past the far post. A really nice effort from Silva on that one. You can see him chase that ball down, kind of stop it, and then get the ball on the left boot and curve it in, and it just sails past that far post. The 5'8" forward from Sao Paulo in his second year. Midfield, Saba handles it right in the middle of the dot of the Saints logo. And that looks like a foul on the back, no call, they play on. That ball's turned over. Near the far line, the flag is up. That's going to be a throw for Mohawk. So a foul is called, so it's going to be a kick, not a throw. No, finally they bring it over the line for a throw. Down the sideline, kind of shoved from behind, trying to draw a call. It goes past the boundary line, and I believe it's going to be another throw for Mohawk. Kind of making their way up the field. They do the exact same play. And now a boot to the middle of the field. They have a little bit of space, 2-on-2, left boot off the defender, he can't find it. That went off the back of Rahi. And now the goalkeeper throws it out to Rahi, and Rahi has some green space. Good hustle by a defender getting back for Mohawk. So under 10 minutes to go. Susko has it. He retreats back to Rahi, and now Saba. Mayu comes up the middle. Saints running out of time, looking for a lane to get another chance. They've had quite a few chances, and there's Sevi Oglin looking for room. He gets a right boot on it off the defender, a spinning ball into the keeper. He flops onto the ball as Rahi was there looking for any kind of mistake from the keeper. Chipped up to midfield, headed nicely forward by the Mohawk midfielder. And that ball's chipped well ahead. Malik scoops it up, bowls it back in quickly. Susko will bring it upfield. Near side in front of us, Rahi. A little give and go with Susko. They're going to have to try the other side of the field, but they stick here. This time they have Saba in the middle, looking for a run. They have Sebi in, he gets grabbed, he gets hit again. No foul. Green shirts and the crowd do not like the lack of whistle. If we show that replay, looks like Sevi gets held up by that tall defender. Number 4, Vanderwood with a bit of a grab. It wouldn't have been a penalty kick, but it would have been a nice position for a free kick outside of the box. So we're going to have a substitution now. So the Saints still applying pressure. Just over 5 minutes to go, plus has to be a few minutes of added time at least, maybe upwards of 5. We'll find out. As the Saints look to set up their attack here late. As we're waiting for the throw in. Here comes a big throw by Galtieri. Whistle blows. They're going to make him do that again. So we've just passed the 85th minute mark. Galtieri again getting ready for a throw. Nice throw in all the way to the keeper. The keeper comes out of his net to grab that one. A beautiful throw into the breeze. Trying to give their Saints a chance. Nice header back. And Mohawks content just to put it down the field. Susko with a dangerous play with a couple of white jerseys on his back. The Saints will look to flip the field quickly here as they're beginning to run out of time. Galtieri, nice little move. Keeps the ball just inside the line. Saba, middle of the field. They're going to work the far side now. Here comes Sevi up quite a bit off the forward line. That looked like a handball. They play on. Well, that ball's kicked nowhere near the net. Not a great effort there from Rahi. Rahi's a 5'11" midfielder from Leamington, Ontario. Cardinal Carter graduate in his first season. So another cramping player in the middle of the field. You can see on the left side of your screen. We've seen quite a bit of that this afternoon from the Mountaineers players. They're calling a trainer in now, so this is going to add even a few more minutes on to added time because they're getting a substitute ready to go on the far side. So the sun's been beating down all day and afternoon. And that turf, I'm sure, is getting warmer by the minute. And the teams are kind of heading towards the bench to try and get a bit of a water break. Looks like both teams are doing so. And I'm sure they'll have Coach Steve Vanini over there trying to draw something up in these final few minutes. You can see the bench trying to get hydrated here for this last few minutes. And looks like Sevi Oglin even trying to get wrapped up on that left hamstring. Unwrapping, I guess. Just a few minutes to go. It's still 2-1 Mohawk. Mohawk on a couple of penalty kicks in the first half. 32nd minute, Luke Sabatino. That was followed up in the 40th minute by Joaquin Cabrera. The Saints' only goal was an own goal. Sinclair headed it past his own keeper. And that was the Saints' only goal of the day this afternoon for the men's team. The women won their matchup against Mohawk 4-1 earlier today. We saw here on We Digital along with partnership with Saints Athletics. The St. Clair Saints women's team won their second matchup, so they are improved to 3-1 on this young season in softball, the two-time defending national champions. And the St. Clair Saints men's team won a pair of games in the Great White North, Sioux College. They won a pair yesterday, getting that road trip over before the snow falls up there. We're back in play. So only a couple minutes before the 90th minute mark, but we're going to have a number of minutes of added time due to these stoppages. The Saints will look to try and even this one up, try and come away with a point. Susko near side. Saints have put on lots of pressure. That's Silva. Silva trying to beat his man. He's in the box. One-on-one. Steps around the defender. Galtieri. Galtieri tries to get the left boot. Sevi with the left boot. Rahi again. Well over the net. He can't find the range today. Getting underneath that one and the ball sailing out of play. So nice efforts there from Galtieri and Oglin. Mohawk Mountaineers defense and keeper up to the challenge. So you can see on the clock, we're approaching that 90th minute. There will be added time. The Saints looking to get that tying marker here late in the second half. Sesko dribbles midfield. Has Silva, a header, trying to keep it in. He's centering ball. The flag is up. It crosses the goal line. Sevi takes a shot after the whistle. It's going to be a goal kick. Again, the keeper taking his time now with that 1-goal lead. Looks like we have 6 minutes, I've just been told, of added time, so we're just approaching the first minute. Mohawk has it near side, trying to get that nail in the coffin goal. Saints working quickly. You can see we've played 1 minute of added time. We've been told 6. Near side is Rahi. And now Saba. So you see the Saints taking a few more chances now. That ball goes sailing into the top row of the bleachers. And the Saints ball boy quickly getting it into play for the Saints throw-in. Saba and Sesko working on the back end. And here comes Rahi. Excuse me, Oglin. That's going to be a tough one for Galtieri to chase down and just past the goal line. He's going to try and quickly get it back to the keeper for the goal kick. So again, the keeper, Filipovic, is going to wait till his defenders and forwards get well downfield before they put this ball back into play. A couple of heads hit it. Saba comes away. A big boot high. Everyone surrounds this one. Bounces once. And now headed towards Oglin. Oglin chips it forward towards Silva. Silva looks for the cross. Looks for the tip home. He scores! The St. Clair Saints tie it in added time. A beautiful cross by Silva. And on the far side, it gets chipped home. And the Saints have tied this one up. A huge goal for St. Clair, and it is tied 2-2. We do have a player down. What number? So we're waiting on the official word on the far side of the goal as there is an injured player in the net. I don't know if we can see that replay again while we're waiting. There we go. And a beautiful cross, and when they slow it down, just past the first defender, and he goes down hard into the net, but the damage has been done. The ball is in the back of the net, and the Saints tie it. A beautiful goal. The hustle by Silva down the far side. And the Saints looking to preserve a point. 6 minutes of added time, and this might even add an extra minute or two to those 6 minutes. As the injured player slowly makes his way off the field. So I'm sure we'll add this to a 7th or an 8th extra minute, added minute. So a big confidence boost for these St. Clair Saints. The shots on our scoreboard across from us, you see 22-6. So the Saints have applied pressure and finally capitalize. But now they're going to have to regroup and make sure they don't give one up here in the final moments. Far side, crossing ball, that's Sesko. He's holding a yellow today. That's booted away. A couple players go for it. It's a loose ball. The Mountaineers come away with it. They have a man on the right side. Oh, they had Silva on the right. They still have him. They're going to look for him, get him moving. You saw how the wheels, That's going to be a throw-in. So the speed of Silva, definitely a factor in this one. Galtieri on the left boot. He sends one sailing past everybody through the end zone. That's going to be another goal kick. We're now at 5 minutes of added time. Should be at least a couple more as the referee quickly checks his watch. There's Galtieri in your shot. The player's definitely tiring. This has been a long day. The sun's been hot out here. Collision with Saba. That ball trickles into the bench. That's going to be a throw-in for the Saints. Saba looks down, but they throw it in anyway. Saba has to work his way back to his feet. He's not moving too quick right now, so they're letting Mayhew kind of take control. Far side. Another crossing ball headed away. And that ball sails at midfield out of bounds. You see the women's soccer team helping out now, chasing that ball down for the men's team. Good teamwork. That looks like Hudson, I believe, helping out the men's team to get this ball back into play to try and get that goal for 3 points. Far side, Saints looking for a cross, chips it forward, headed off the crossbar! The Saints almost had the go-ahead goal here in the waiting moments of this one. A beautiful cross on the far side by the Saints. Saints have to be careful. They have 3 men back. This is Tavares. He's dangerous. Tavares, now 4 defenders. He gets shoved off the ball. Slide tackle. They are going to call the whistle on the foul. So this is going to be a danger spot for a free kick. Now at 7 minutes of added time. So the Saints should be probably getting more defenders back here. They still have 3 men up here at midfield, but they have to be careful. So in a good spot. Here comes the free, heading towards the goal. Headed, that's out of harm's way. And that is the final whistle. And a couple of the Saints fall to the ground in exhaustion. A beautiful late goal by the St. Clair Saints. And this one is going to end in a draw 2-2. My name is Dan Dominguez. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Thanks to the crew for a great effort here at Acumen Stadium. That's all for us this week. We'll definitely see you next weekend here on We Digital for more OCAA action.